Now let's explore the formula of magical success. The three variables that we discussed before, just like the basic building blocks of any action in this world, including a magical ritual. But regarding to magic, there are some more things that you can pay attention to in improve, so you can increase the success of your specifically magical rituals and specifically rune magic rituals. So the questions that are always on the mind of a beginner magician: if I do a ritual, will it work? And if it will work, then when will it work? I want to get a faster result. I want to see how it works. So I also had such questions when I was just starting in my path in magic. And after years of experience and practice, I have amassed some experience. And now it allows me to conclude that every ritual works, every practice, every spiritual exercise that you do, it works. But perhaps maybe not like how you might think it will work, and perhaps not as fast as you expect it to. So I had these false expectations that I will do a practice for 2 months and I will reach the highest level of enlightenment and I will become like an immortal god, endlessly wise and endlessly knowledgeable. So that's not the case. It works, but it takes years of daily practice, of daily discipline. And everything you do, everything works, just it needs time. So there are many various factors and variables at work here when considering the probability of success of magic. Those can be summed up as the next equation. And why this is important? Because success of a magical ritual is not guaranteed. You do a magical ritual, you have no guarantee that it will work. And you have to attack the problem from all angles and pay attention to every part of the process. In iteration, you improve it, increase it, and gain wisdom and your understanding, and learn how to do it. So gradually, success of your magic rituals increases and increases. So let's explore this equation. So this equation looks like this. So M is the magic success, the amount of magical influence produced by the ritual. Simply the power of the ritual. Now, in the upper part of this equation, you can see the positive factors. Letter I is the integration of runes into your being. How well you are connected with the runes, how good and deep you understand each rune, how strong the runic energies are awakened and present in your subtle bodies, in your soul. So yes, this aspect is built up by passing the runic circle. The letter G, second letter G, is to your connection to the gods. How well you understand the concept of the particular archetype of god that was invoked for the ritual, and what is your history working with this god or being or deity. So there is a similar initiation process like with runes, where you work with each god for some time. By god I mean in the Norse example, it can be the Norse gods like Odin, Thor, Freya, Balder, and so on. But this can be any god, or also you can work directly with a planetary archetype like Mercury. The Odin is the Mercury, Thor is the Jupiter, and so on. So how deep and how good you understand this archetype and all its properties and qualities, and how you can manifest it through your life, that's your the level of your connection to this soul-said deity or god. And the next very important variable is the criticality of the intent for you. If it's a life and death question, the results are much stronger because your subconsciousness, your soul responds much better when you are doing something really important for your life. Not when you're trying to do magic to just see if it works. For example, there is this popular idea just to try to make some kind of a orange ping pong ball somehow manifest on your life, just as a experiment, as a play, and you do rituals. It might work or not, but it's you understand deep inside of you that it's not important. So just subconsciously you won't direct enough energy into it. As compared to a situation where, for example, something very critical. Maybe you need a new job because you realize that if you don't get a new job, you will become homeless, you won't have nothing to eat, and you will have a responsibility for your family, for your kids, and this is the criticality of the intent, and it will supercharge this magical ritual that you're doing. So the next letter is letter E, the amount of energy you have supplied. So either the time you spend supplying the energy or intensity of the emotions or both combined. So let's say you need to, for success of the magical ritual, you need to supply 100 units of energy. How you can do it? You can supply 1 unit per day for 100 days, like meditating on the, for example, on the runic formula for 5-10 minutes every day for half a year. So you will supply 100 units of energy. So there are other also ways how to make a very powerful activation process. For example, the ritual that I learned from my teacher, and the ritual is designed exactly for this purpose, to put you into a changed state, into a trance state, and in such state it's possible to put more energy into your ritual. And there are many different ways also to increase the energy output, like being on high emotions, like being maybe in some kind of a self-conjured psychosis or hysterical emotion state, because your output of energy is very high, and well, if you direct it in a constructive manner, that it can be good. Usually if something like that happens compulsively, it's a destructive event, but if you're a magician, you can learn to harness this power of emotions in a constructive way. Well, there are many different approaches. One that I learned when I was studying the house magic is the so-called death pose, when you basically take some very painful, very hard pose or a yogic asana. You can also close your nose and be struggling to breathing, and bring yourself almost to the level of collapsing or even dying, and then just you direct all this energy into your magical ritual. Also a common way is the so-called sex magic, when during the culmination of the sexual act you direct all this explosion of ecstasy into your magical ritual. Okay, the next one is letter B. It's your belief in yourself and belief in magic. Believe that you deserve the result and that it's possible to achieve, that you can do it. So this is built over time as you gain confidence in magic and yourself in general. Also when you proceed on your spiritual path, on your path of healing, your inner power and belief in yourself grows, and that's a very magical process in itself, and builds gives you a lot of power. And the letter S is the state of the mind in which you do the ritual, the depth of the altered state. So this is improving by mastering your mind with meditation or using some shamanic methods. So yeah, basically, the deeper trance state you can get into, the better your ritual will work. Because the deeper the trance state is, the less the conscious level of your being, the less mind interferes with it, and when there is no interference of the mind, you are in direct contact with your subconsciousness. That is also connected with the collective unconscious level. So in a very deep trance state, there is no you, there is only this an unconscious energy that you can wield and direct into your ritual. So yeah, to master this level, you can do meditation every day and improve also your ability to focus and improve your ability to just hold your mind empty. Now let's talk about the negative factors. So one is your obsession over the result, not letting go. This ensures the energy to you, not letting it fly away and do its work, if I say it in simple words. So such not letting go can come only out of doubting yourself and the sanity of what you're doing. And to improve this factor, it's important to gain experience doing magic and seeing the results, and also mastering your mind to be able to direct your compulsive thoughts. So when you do some kind of a ritual, maybe you want to get some kind of a sum of money, and you completed the ritual, did it successfully, and then after some time maybe you start doing when I will get the results, when I will get the money. And if you do it every time you do it, this the mental window to this ritual that you open in your mind by having these thoughts, it's sucking energy out of the ritual itself. Because if you consider a ritual as some kind of a being, some kind of an entity that you during the ritual you create, you build it, you make it alive, put your energy into it, you charge it with the 4 elements, maybe with something even more, and you compose a strong and dense being, at the core of which is your intention, and you let it go to work according to its program. And then after some time, if you think about it, then you are connecting like an energetic tentacle of your mind connects to this being, and there is a communication of energy. So if this energy is very dense, it starts naturally flowing into you. Because if you are adopting yourself, if you are not letting go, you are doing it from a position of low energy, position of fear, position of doubt. So you are just sucking energy out of this entity that you have created. So it's important to completely let it go and just believe that it will work, and not try to control this process. The second negative factor is a subconscious resistance. So how much you are conditioned to believe that magic doesn't work, or that your desire is unreachable, or that you think that you are not worthy of achieving your desires. Maybe you think that you are not worthy of being happy, not worthy of being rich, and something like that. So in regards to this variable, believing in yourself and trusting your intuition is the main aspect, and also clearing negative magical influences that live in the subconsciousness. So this is also a process of healing, process of working with the deepest core values of your being, starting from the beginning of your life, especially from childhood, where many mental programs are soaked in, and sometimes the inefficient mental programs continue to reside in the mind during all the life, and so you have to dismantle programs, dismantle the inefficient beliefs, and empower the efficient beliefs, take on new effective mental programs, and work on your healing process. And also you can use rune magic to just clear out the negative energy. With the rituals, you can remove these mental programs, you can remove the negative energy that might be stuck to you. You can even not realize that is the case, but sometimes it is the case that something really prevents you from just proceeding on your spiritual path. So the ritual magic of runes can help with this case. So playing and experimenting with these concepts and variables will allow you to come up with your own unique approach, your own style of magic that works for you. So a deep understanding of each one of these factors is required for success.